Hello, my name is Kirk Weiler, and this is a video for Arlington High School Math 4 Honors. Today what I'm going to be doing is showing students how to animate a character within Desmos, which is really just an image I brought in. In any given line in Desmos, you can actually import an image. So what I've done, in line 1, is I've actually inserted an image, all right? And of course it's an image from the popular game Angry Bird. And what I'm going to do is actually show you how to animate this image, how to make it move along a curve on the graph. And it's very, very easy, especially if you watch the previous video on parametric curves. But forget about parametric curves. Let me just put in the equation of a parabola. Let me put in y equals 8 minus 0.1 times x minus 10 quantity squared. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have the bird move along that path. Now, the way I do that is actually a little bit tricky, but let me remind you how you can actually have a point move along that graph. Before I do that, though, I'm going to put this graph in dashed lines. Okay? Now, the way that I can make a point move along that dashed green line is by entering point notation, which is a parentheses. I'm going to put some kind of generic character in for x. I'm going to call it a. I can't call it x. I wish I could, but for reasons that are obvious to the Desmos people, but not to others, we can't do that. But anyway, I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna add a slider, okay? And I think I'll probably just start it from a value of 0 and end it at a value of maybe 20, okay? And watch what'll happen with that purple point. When I hit play, that purple point moves along the green curve. All right, moves right along the green curve. Because all it's doing, if you understand sliders in Desmos, is it's just plotting the point A, comma, this, and then it's allowing that point's x-coordinate to change, which then makes the y-coordinate change. So how can I make that happen with the yellow angry bird? Well, it's pretty easy. Right here in line number 1, we can track the size of the bird, and more importantly, we can track its center. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to type that exact expression in that I just put in. I could also use copy and paste if you know how to use copy and paste. But if not, you just got to do it the hard way. All right. And I just put that expression in for its center. I'm going to turn the purple point off just for a moment, and look what happens when I now hit A. Right? So now what's happening within the world of sliders and Desmos, and if I wanted to only go in the forward direction, I can do that. But within the world of sliders and Desmos, what's now happening is it's simply allowing the center of that image, of that Angry Bird icon, to move according to this formula, right along that curve. And in fact, if I don't want to see the curve anymore, I don't even have to have that. So in this case, what I have is I now have an Angry Bird that can fly through the air, just like it does in the game. Now, one thing that's kind of fun is to make the bird go around. Oh, it's going to be angry at me now. I'm going to put it back at the origin, 0, 0. All right. But I'm going to make the bird now go around an ellipse. Now, if you haven't had exposure to parametric graphing and parametric curves, it's going to be a little bit of a problem. But I'm going to put in an ellipse that has a minor axis of 4 and a major axis of 2. Sorry, a major axis of 4, a minor axis of 2. And to get it to go all the way around, I have to put in 2 pi. All right. Whoops. Actually, I think I'm going to go with 8. Well, that's kind of fun. And 4. Just make the path a little bit bigger. All right. Again, that's just a parametric curve, and if you watched my last video on how to graph parametric curves on Desmos, you would understand that a little bit better. Now again, I can make a point move around that curve just like I did before by putting in a point notation instead of parametric notation. And again, watch the red point, not the easiest thing to see, but if I hit play, that red point goes around the ellipse. And it'll keep going around the ellipse because I just have it repeating itself again and again. Now, let's make that angry bird go around the ellipse as well. So again, in my center, I'm going to type in A cosine A, and here I'll put in 4 sine A. Again, if you know the copy and paste commands, it makes that a lot easier. But now let's watch the bird go around. Right? And it's really quite cool because it does simulate the motion of this icon going around an ellipse. True motion. That's it. Again, let me throw in something, I don't know, a little bit complicated. Let's say that we had, again, it's going to get mad at me, so I'm going to just put in 0, 0 again. Let me do one more thing, one of my favorite things to do. Let me put in this parametric curve. I'm going to give it a radius of 4, cosine 3t, then maybe we'll go 5 sine 5t. Again, I'm going to go to 2 pi. I get a crazy looking path. Crazy looking path. You totally want to see me do that with the bird. I know you do. I'm going to copy this really quick. And to make it into a point, I'm just going to replace all those t's with a's. And again, what will happen is if I add a slider for a, again, going 0 to 2 pi, about 6.28. And now if I hit play that point, which is in green so you can't see it, let me change it to a different color. Let's go red. That point now, especially if I slow it down some, you can watch it go around that curve. Kind of neat, huh? But let's do the following. Let's make the bird go around there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that 4 cosine 3a, and I'm going to go Command C. On a PC it would be Control C, and Command V, and it pastes it. Likewise, if I highlight all of this and I use Command C, again on a PC it would be Control and Command V. Now let's watch the bird as it goes around a fairly complicated path. It's kind of neat. You could even have the size change as it goes around the path, but I'm thinking that might be a little trickier. Although, hey, why not? Let's see what happens here. What if I make this get bigger? Uh-oh. I make this get smaller. Oh my. This is going to get real ugly. Oh, I kind of like it though. We can change the size of the bird as well. Oh, that's too funny. All right. Well, let me pause there. I think that's good enough. Really, my students only need to know how to animate the character, not how to change its size as time goes on. And that gives you a sense for how to do it. All right? So you can simply change the center of that angry bird so that it follows the parametric path that you would have put in anyway. All right, I hope this extremely short video on how to use Desmos and how to animate a character helps you with Desmos Investigation 3. And if you're just checking out this video because you're a subscriber to my channel, good too. All right, for now, I'm Kirk Weiler. This is an Arlington High School video. Keep thinking and keep solving problems.